37 practice. Okay, so now, yeah, Debbie, you can share the screen. Do you have the new one? We did just let's create a new one.
Let me see if I can pull that up as a screen share, Kempo. I'll see. I haven't created a link yet. I will see what I can do. Thank you for your patience, everyone. Should be on now, Kempo.
Yes, can you, that goes 2 lengths. It's a.
Okay, let me see if I can change it.
No, yeah.
Not being so easy. Try once more. Oh, it's changing. I'm sorry, Kimbo, it's not not working very well.
The other one, the Deity of Sadhana better maybe.
Okay, I will work on them. There we go.
Thank you. All Mother Sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering, and save our way, establish them in the state of answer, past, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. All Mother Sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and damnation. May they experience happiness, be separate from suffering, and save our way, establish them in the state of answer, path, perfect, complete, precious Buddhahood. Tibetan Dala Dong Warasi Beda No Parasi Bege Tarba Dang Damje Jembe Barda Ju Baraseba Tamje Je So Sebe Manam Gada Nyambe Semje Damje Dewa Dande Donghara Dang Jar Nyorde Lana Me Yangda Bar Zobe Sanjo Rumbo Je Do Bar Sa Dasanta achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with the body, speech, and the mind. Next page. We take refuge in the Kandaru Lama and the Lamas. We take refuge in the deity of the mandalas of Yadams. We take refuge in all the Buddhas. We take refuge in Faith. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sangha. Next page. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the example of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embodied enlightenment and the progress on the Bodhisattva's path are true for the benefit of all sentient beings, giving birth to Bodhicitta, and apply myself to complete the stage of the path. In the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha most excellent. I take refuge under enlightenment reach. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. May all mothers and beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering, the causes of suffering. May they never be separate from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. So we skip the 7 lamp prayer. Yeah, that part, mandala. The ground is sprinkling with the scented water and strewed with the flowers. It is adorned with the meadow, the spirit mountain, the 4 continents, the sun and the moon. As Buddha fair, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of Buddha fairs. Through the lamas who possess the 3 kayas, I offer altar in all the sacred offerings. With my body, wealth, and all that is visible, please grant me the spirit realization and enlightenment. Whatever merit I have gathered through postrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, visiting, and praying, for the sake of enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. Om Guru Renam Mandala Bunza Manga Samandra Savarana Samaye Ahong. Next. I call refuge, ornament of the world. Your fame provides the 3,000 words. You are the victor of Vajradhara, widow I dropped. I bow at the feet of Father Jigdi Sungo. Continually I thank no one but you. Compassionate one grant your blessings. Dispel darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I can realize the unlimited nature of mind. Please turn the way of Dharma, of the 2 vehicles and the combination. According to this position, likewise the mental capacity of sentient beings. Debating that part. Sem je nam je se dai je da war. Che jong de mon de ba ye. Chijeng Golo Gordoso. Okay, we finish opening prayer. Dange doje yaje reisen rong yenje de deje bonjong ba serje lombo davre jibe Xiaojie jiabei xiaolai zorwan de dojian yanjian de lo na ro dang marpa mela yijie gambo ba pamo zhiba yarwan de gongbe gajie lama nan lai zorwan de romen yijie yanjie Pop down it is on Zanje Genje Ngoye Ransen Chicken on Don Zebe Zawe Lame Yala Zorwande. Good evening. Trashidala, everyone.
Excuse me, Kempo, I'm sorry to interrupt, but your internet is not very stable at all. I'm not sure. Can you see that on your side? You're breaking up quite a bit.
So I think, yeah, then I'm going to move to other room. Is it better? Could it be?
Okay, sure.
Here is hard this morning, also a little bit harder this room. I think other room is better.
Okay.
So you have already, everyone have 37 practice the sadhan, I mean the teaching, the book. You can get in the chat room. So I think it's already in the chat room, right? Yeah, I think we have to move to other room in the center. Sorry about, give me a couple minutes.
No problem.
Yeah,
No problem.
you can talk and I'm going to move to other room. Anything you have to say, so you can, yeah, hello to everyone, each other.
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Rodrigo, do you have the Portuguese 37 in there, or Gracia, do you have that in there? Okay, great. Thank you.
Hi, thanks so much.
I'm sharing it again.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for inviting us to these wonderful teachings today. So nice to see you, want to meet everyone.
Renato just joined. Hello, Renato.
Hello.
Hello, Carol.
What a beautiful group.
Fernanda,
Love to see you all.
Vlad, Zé Porto, long time.
Hello.
Hello, Koi, Naira. Becca. Beautiful group.
I will also put the YouTube link in the chat room, Rodrigo, for everybody and for you, and then you can share with anyone who would like to.
Okay, thank you.
De Martins.
Hi, Martin.
Who else? Lucas. Quanto tempo?
Vixe, você vai falar cada um aqui.
O Digas. Francisco. José Bueno. A Tequinha. Teca. E a Piti. Quem mais? Elô. Vlad.
Luba Zanella.
Luba Zanella.
Azul.
Grazi. Who else?
Carla Contrucci.
Carla Condrucci, Carol Escorel, Tatiana, Carol Maquino. Carol Maquino.
Wow.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right, Kempo, go ahead.
Welcome back.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Okay. Internet okay? Can you hear? Connections, I think here also hard.
It looks good.
Still,
I think as Rodrigo said, it seems it's better, Kempo. We'll see how it is once you get going.
can you hear everyone okay?
Yes.
Okay. So let me know if the connection is lost. I can try different ways. Yeah. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the 37 practice Bodhisattva's teaching. So I think most of you are new today for this 37 practice Bodhisattva teaching. This 37 practice Bodhisattva teaching is a very, very important teaching. So most these realized practitioners use this 37 daily life. So this practice, ordinary person is changed to become spiritual realizer. Even you don't know much, if you only know this teaching, become your life is changed, whole thing changed. This teaching, usually Garchi Rinpoche is my guru. He share all the time. Wherever he goes, he share this teaching. So he giving this booklets, you know, he create a small booklets, offering to everyone, giving to everyone. And so he also shared this teaching, and he asked everyone read this and practice this 37 Bodhisattva practice. Then, of course, all the other Tibetan spiritual realizers, teachers, everyone using this teaching 37 practice. This one is a very simple, actually, easy to understand, not that hard, very easy to understand. And also we can use this practice in our daily life. Change like our, you know, ordinary, usually kind of like our mind is more emotional, is changed to more compassionate, transforming, changing. So it's very useful for daily life. Sometimes like some teachings, very beautiful, great, but very hard to put in the practice. You can hear the teachings, very beautiful, but when you're going to use, it's hard, difficult. But in this 37 practice, is not that hard. It's of course very hard another level, but it's individual, depending individual level. We can use something our daily life. And this one has 37 verses. So this teaching is actually all the, you know, Buddha's teaching, essence of most important is subsumed into this 37 practice. So main point is our, you know, emotional mind is transformed to become spiritual mind using this practice. Long as you know this practice, then you are become different. Then you know, like you transformed, really transformed this teaching. So Garchen Rinpoche, that's the reason he share all the time this teaching. Actually, we create many different kind of topics he's teaching, but he always go back to into 37 practice. Doesn't matter which kind of you create the teachings topic, but he always share this 37 practice all the time, because he knows this is the most important for us. And like that, you know, His Holiness Dalai Lama, he always shared this 37 practice Bodhisattva teaching. He does, you know, sometimes called Kalachara empowerment, really big empowerment ritual things, gathering like thousands of people. During that time, he shared this teaching. So he also said the Kalachara empowerment he shared because the reason is he wanted to share this teaching. Kalachara empowerment, advertisement. Then use that he giving this teaching during that time. The reason is he knows this is very important for us. So really benefit for us. That's why he's sharing this 37 practice Bodhisattva. Then this 37 practice Bodhisattva is composed by, it's called the Ngurchotomi Zangpo. It's a Tibetan, is one of the Bodhisattva. He's a realizer. He created this book, and due to his realization and his compassion and his aspirations, that's the reason why is so many people, practitioners use this one and they get benefit. Then Tomi Zangpo is a Tibetan monk. He created this book from the Shantideva's teaching. It's called Way of Bodhisattva. Very important teaching subject in the Buddhist. But that one take longer time to study. Not that easy for beginners. Like little bit you need to take time and study. But this is it created from the book, and it's more essence of for our daily practice. So you study, then you understand how important this teaching and this benefit for you. So today we go to these verses each one by one. If you have questions, and you can ask question. And when we finish the teaching, so you can ask question. And during the teaching, due to internet or something you don't hear clearly, so you can raise hand and ask, I can clarify for you. So this one we're going to discussion together, discussion together. I also don't know that much. If you ask questions, you have something thoughts, you ask questions, that's also really help for me too. And we are paying again, and we can discussion, so we helping each other. When I share this teaching, that's also really benefit for me, because I reminding again. Sometimes, it's too busy. Mind so much distractions. I don't have enough mindfulness, so sometimes that's important teachings is forget, and when I have to use, so I read every day and share teaching more often. That really helps me. So same as you. So you have this book, you can read every day, and if something you don't know, you can ask question, we can discussion. And this book in the monastery, we have to memorize. When I was young, when I joined the monastery, I have to memorize all this book. And so if you can memorize, that is great. Even you cannot memorize, but some verses is very important for you. Some verses, maybe, you think it's okay, but not that much useful for you right now. But some verses is 100% directly, hit your arrow. Something, we have the emotion problems. The verses is directly pointing that. This is called the pit instructions. Pit instructions. Pit instruction means directly pointing our problem, something not enough, weak. So that's this directly pointing, recognize. So that's why it's you read this, memorize. When you get something situations, you remember that you can change the whole thing, situation. So we go to each verses, and this teaching goes 15 days, once only, 2 weeks, only one teaching we have. And whole book could be 5 class or 6 classes. Like I think we talk just 5 classes. Could be 5 classes we can finish, or we can talk longer. Either way is okay. It's I can share like 10 class or 20 classes, like go up to. We can talk more detail. If we just go generally 5 class. If we don't go much detail, 5 classes can finish. So now the 37 practice of Bodhisattvas. This is Bodhisattva's practice, not ordinary people practice. Okay, so that's why right now we cannot do, because we are not Bodhisattva. Okay, one day you can do. So when you are become Bodhisattva, you can practice this, you can do everything. Right now we cannot do, but we have to create our habituate karmic imprints. So our wishes, we can do this, Then slowly you become used to, you can do. We are used to, everything is easy. If we don't used to, then everything is hard and difficulty. So you know that, right? Even you're going to drive the car, first beginning, not easy, very hard. Then you are used to, very easy. Yeah. So like that, when you're going to cook the food, first, very hard. You don't know how to chop the vegetables, very hard and difficulty. Slowly, even you close eye, almost you can chop the vegetables. So very easily can cook, right? Like that, everything. It become you are used to, it's easy. If not used to, everything's hard. So this part is for us very, very hard, very difficulty, not easy. Because the reason is we are not used to. One day you are used to, then not that hard, not that difficulty. Your mind naturally go this direction, spiritual path. Not that difficulty, very easy. So that's what reason we have to read again and again, and cultivate again and again. So meditate, often and often. We have to use to. Meditation means habituate. We have to create our habituate for practice Dharma. Long as you have habituate, then one day some samsaric things more harder than your practice 37 Bodhisattva. Right now, 37 Bodhisattva practice is very hard comparing to samsaric activity. Yeah, samsaric activity, you can talk easily with other people, talking, watch TV, and doing something, different kind activities. Everything is very easy for you because you used to already. It's go to practice 37 Bodhisattva, you are easily going to fall sleeping. Or, going on something. You want to do other something, come up your mind, you cannot sit down and practice. The reason is because we're not used to spiritual path. We have very strong samsaric path, karmic imprints. So now we have to change that, samsaric habituate. We have to change it to spiritual path. So we have to. That's why we have to create a strong karmic imprints, habituate, used to that. So one day you are used to, everything is easy. I just told you one day, very hard to do samsaric things, spiritual things, very easy for you. So easy to you, your mind is resting in the nature, hard to talking with the people, hard to doing all these worldly activity things. And when you're going to chant the prayers, meditate, and like many different kind of spiritual path. That path is like easy for you. So that's the reason one time listening, teaching 37 Bodhisattva, never ever enough. Okay. I read 1,000 times, still not enough. So I received this teaching many times, still not enough. One of my teacher, his name is Khenpo Jimmy Pinso, very famous teacher. He said he received this teaching 100 times from other teachers. 100 times. So actually, of course, he received one time. He understands these words mostly. But when he received again, because used to again, and more, become practice is strong and strong. So even we understand this intellectually, that of course benefit, but not that much benefit. So you get to one day and you put in the practice, realize, then all this what saying in this book, everything you have. Intellectually knowing means we have to practice. So if you know how to cook the food, but that's also, no benefit to you, free from hunger, right? So you cook the food, but if you don't eat, then that's also no benefit for you too, right? So you have to know how to cook the food, and you cook the food, then you eat the food, then benefit you. So if you cook food, you know how to cook food, you cook the food, you live in the table, you don't eat, still you are hungry and thirsty. Same like that. If you know all these teachings, but you don't practice, you don't contemplate, then your emotion is always there. Emotion is always there. So this teaching, practice, what benefit for us? Reduce our emotions. Get rid of our emotions. Why we have to get rid of our emotions? All the suffering problems come from our emotions. If we wanted to happiness, we have to practice 37 practice Bodhisattva. This is a source of permanent happiness. So we know how to create temporary happiness, but that is called suffering of change. Yeah, so you get happy, and then it's become causes of suffering, called suffering of change. That part we know, all the worldly people knows how to create temporary happiness, but that is not less long term. It's very short term. Then some is all called suffering of change. The happiness has become causes of suffering. And the practice of Dharma means source of permanent happiness. Then all sentient beings want happiness. No one wants suffering. So that indicates we have Buddha nature. All sentient beings have a Buddha nature. Why? Because everyone wants happiness. No one wants suffering. That means everyone has Buddha nature. Everyone has potential capacity to become Buddha enlightenment. That's the reason we have to study, contemplate, meditate this 37 Bodhisattva practice. So I go to each verses, and you also, it's cultivate, which is most important. You pick up that, cultivate again and again. That really help you transform your life. This is called 37 practice of Bodhisattva. Bodhisattva's practice. No ordinary people can do. So you don't have to lose your courage. Oh, I cannot do this. Yeah. Here says 37 practice of Bodhisattva, no ordinary people. And then homage to Lokeshwara. Who's Lokeshwara? Lokeshwara is called compassion Buddha in this one. It's with Tibetan called Chenrezig. Can you see the form image? Yeah, so this is called Chenrezig. He has four arms and representing four measurables: love, compassion, joy, equanimity. So it's called four measurables. That symbolize he has four arms. Then this Chenrezig form is embodiment of all the Buddha's compassion form body. So compassion is become arise the form body. Buddha's compassion arise the form body. Then he first two hands hold the and join together. He hold the wish fulfilling giver. What is wish fulfilling giver? So wish fulfilling giver is bodhicitta. In this 37 practices, wish fulfilling giver. So 37 practice Bodhisattva bring the happiness. That's why this practice is the same as wish fulfilling giver, representative. And then second hand hold the mala is representative compassion. He benefit other beings, liberating other beings one by one due to his compassion. And other hand hold, it's called lotus flower. That means like his emanation, reborn into samsara, benefit for others. His emanations never ever have emotions. The samsaric never affected to the Chenrezig's emanations. So this lotus flower was born in the muddy, dirty water, but lotus flower is pure. And Bodhisattvas reborn into samsara. This samsaric never affected to the Bodhisattva's mind. So that is the Chenrezig form body. Okay, representative. And so we homage to Chenrezig here. Homage to Avalokiteshvara means our postation to Avalokiteshvara. Why we postation to Avalokiteshvara? I pay constant homage through my three doors. Three doors: body, speech, and mind. When we do the postation, we do hand is put in the forehead and the throat, heart, three sections. So this is a representative body. This is a representative speech. This is a representative mind and the heart center. So this is the ancient tradition. The mind is in the heart center location. So body is representative in the hair, your forehead. So right now people think mind is in here, but actually ancient tradition, the mind is in the heart location. It's different thinking. That also, its brain is not mind. Brain is condition of mind, condition, not mind. Mind is actually more associated with the heart. So when you get anxiety, your heart is beating, and the heart area is pain. So mind is located in the heart, but no science thing is like mind is in the brain, but the brain mind is different because this is only condition, mind condition, not the mind. Mind is actually not the physical form. Mind is it's empty, but it's always there. It's kind of the same as electricity. So brain is the same as light bulb, and the mind is the same as electricity. So then light bulb, you have light bulb, then you can see the electricity there. Same like that, this use of the brain, and then people think it's mind is here, but actually brain is not mind. Yeah. Anyway, so that part is more details, so we don't go there too much. 3 doors, so that's 3 doors. So why we are this homage to 3 doors? Because we purifying body's obscuration, speech obscuration, mind obscurations. We are actually Buddha. Truly, we are Buddha because we have a nature. Same is Buddha's mind, and our mind is the same essence. Due to our emotion obstacle, then that's why we are in samsaric beings. So where is this obstacle is come from? Called body's obstacle, speech obstacle, mind obstacle. This we create a karma through our body, speech, and mind. So now we purify our karma. So 3 doors. Yeah, that's why it's body, speech, and mind homage to our Lokeshwara. It's compassion Buddha. To my supreme teacher. So we say generalization to my supreme teacher, and the protector is a protector. Why he's a protector? Because he has completely practiced this 37 practice. Generalizer is embodiment of this 37 practice Bodhisattva. So we are 0, almost 0 for this, 37 practice Bodhisattva. Generalizer is 100%. He has practiced 37 practice Bodhisattva completely. That's why he can protect for us. Protector Chenrezig. So who while seeing all phenomena like coming and going. So Chenrezig seeing all phenomena is emptiness. Like coming and going means like truly we are no birth, no death. The birth, death is only temporary. Who don't have realized this 37 practice of Bodhisattva, then that person has birth, that person has death. So then that person is stuck in samsara, suffering. Chenrezig, he realized absolute truth. He is free from birth, he is free from death. So that's the reason he said, who were seeing all phenomena like coming and going. Makes a single-minded effort for the good of living beings. So he has realized, then he has compassion. That's why, because he seeing all these beings suffering in samsara due to the emotions. Truly, everyone's a Buddha, but temporarily obstacles, suffering everyone in samsara. So he's seeing that he has very strong compassion arise for every sentient beings. He has compassion for all sentient beings. That's the Chenrezig. We homage to Chenrezig. Then perfect Buddhas, source of all well-being and happiness, arise from accomplishing the excellent teachings, and the depending on knowing the practice. So where I explain the practice of Bodhisattva. So this, where is the Buddhas come from? And where is the permanent happiness is come from? Is Buddhas come from permanent happiness arise from accomplishing excellent teachings. So that all is come from practice Dharma. Long as you practice Dharma, then we are free from samsara, free from suffering. Free from suffering means become permanent happiness. So we don't have to go back to again samsara. That's why here say perfect Buddha, source of all well-being, happiness arise from accomplish excellent teachings. These teachings is the same as medicine. So medicine is antidote to our illness, sickness. Same like that, these teachings antidote to our emotions. So then what is the teaching? Is all this 37 practice. This practice is antidote to our emotion. So if we are get rid of our emotion, then we have permanent happiness. Then we are become Buddha. So we call Buddha. Excellent teachings. And this depends on knowing the practice. Then this teaching, you have to know. If you don't know, then you don't know how to practice. You don't know how to apply when you have emotion. So that's the reason most important, you have to know this teaching. First step, we have to know. Second step, we have to contemplate. And third step, we have to meditate. Then long as you meditate, you get realized. So you are free from then emotion, become you have permanent happiness. Excellent teachings. And this depends on knowing the practice. So I will explain the practice of Bodhisattva. Then this monk, his name is Tomi. He said, I'm going to explain Bodhisattva practice for us. So due to his also wisdom and compassion, he explained this teaching for us. This is number 1, verses first. So these first 2 verses is called introduction. Homage to our Guru or Chinreze, Buddha. And the second is Dharma is important. We have to learn the Dharma because all happiness is come from Dharma practice. No, what is the Dharma? So Dharma has all these 37 different kind of verses explained. First one, having gained this rare shape of freedom and fortune, hear, think, and meditate unwearingly, night and day in order to free yourself and others from the auction of cyclic existence. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. So now, having gained this relationship of freedom and fortune, this section is to talk about called 4 thoughts meditation. 4 thoughts meditation. 4 thoughts meditation turned our mind is spiritual. So now our mind is followed by worldly activity, samsaric activity. Used to that, very easy to follow that direction. So long as you practice this 4 thoughts meditation, your mind is changed, transformed to spiritual path. If we don't practice this part, very hard to, our mind is transformed to the spiritual path. Because right now our mind is very strongly attachment to samsaric things. So we are stuck in the samsaric activity. So now we get out samsaric activity to change to spiritual path is hard, not easy. Why not easy? So many lifetimes we are stuck in samsara. So we habituate so many lifetimes, so strong habituate is so strong. That's why not easy to taking to spiritual path. Practice Bodhisattva is not easy, very hard. think about, we are reborn in samsara. The Buddhist philosophy, actually according to Buddhist philosophy, say countless, we are reborn in samsara, countless, cannot count. So many times we are stuck in samsara. So during that time, we never ever learn, hear this teaching. That's why we are stuck in samsara, so strong habituate. So change to that samsaric habituate spiritual is not easy. That's why we have to practice this four thought meditation. Four thought meditation is precious human body, number one. Second is called impermanent meditation. Third is called karma cause and effect meditation. Fourth is called defect of samsara. So these four we have to cultivate and meditate. So then that helps our mind is go to spiritual path. First, so we have to cultivate. First, we have to cultivate the precious human body meditation. So that is here, having gained this rare shape of freedom and fortune. Here, think and meditate unwearingly night and day in order to free yourself and others from ocean of single existence. So having gained in this rare shape of freedom, it's very hard to get precious human body. Reborn human being is not easy. Think about how many animals comparing to human beings. Who is more odd number? Cannot comparing, right? It's animal is more odd number the human beings. So animal has so many different kind of animals. Even human beings comparing to fish, human beings more odd number the fish. Human beings comparing to maybe monkeys more odd number the human beings. So then others thing about the bugs, insects, so many different kind of snakes, or this like diversity ancient beings. Comparing to these beings, human beings very few. So then think about human being from animal realm to reborn to human being, not easy. So if you have a choice, human being or animals, of course 100% we pick up human being, right? No one wants animal to reborn. Yes. So human being has more opportunity than animals. Animal has eat each other, no protections, all the time fear, 24 hours have fears, scared, nervous, because they hunt each other, eat each other, yeah? And then animal realm, Buddha said, comparing to hungry ghost. Hungry ghost is someone who don't have food, who don't have drink. So years no food, years no drinks. That beings comparing to animals, higher realm beings, more odd number the animal realms. So hungry ghost is comparing to animal. Hungry ghost has more suffering the animals. Animals has easily have food. Some cows can eat grass, right? Fishes can drink the waters. But hungry ghost, no food, whole life, no drinks. So extremely hunger and thirsty suffering. That beings more odd number the animals. Then thinking about harem beings. Harem is extremely heat and cold. Extremely heat and cold. So there has more number than hungry ghost. So lower realm has more number than higher realms. Higher realms, less. See, human beings comparing to animals, human beings not many. Animal realm is comparing to hungry ghosts, animal is less. Hungry ghosts is comparing to hell realms, hungry ghosts is less number than hell realm beings. So lowest is hell realms, they have extremely suffering, and they have so many beings in there. And then hungry ghosts, animal realms. So we are human being. You meditate that, cultivate, think about that. Oh, we are lucky because we are reborn human being. It's very lucky. Due to some good karma, we are become reborn human beings. So you cultivate that, you can release your something, your problem. Like, I mean, you know, our human beings, we are stuck with our small problems. Comparing to animal, our problems nothing much. So you cultivate, you think that you can release your suffering or your problem, easily release, let go. Usually I say, you know, if you cultivate precious human body, that person never ever get depression. Who cultivate precious human body, that person always joy, happy. They're not stuck with the suffering. Because they see all the other beings suffering, and our human being has temporary small sufferings, but comparing to other, this lower realms suffering is not much. You recognize that we can release our suffering. So, you know, when you get a cold, you think about hell realms. Extremely cold. Our cold is comparing them is no 1%. They have 100%, we still not 1%. So think that we are free from that. And you get more courage. Your cold suffering is not that much. Your heat suffering is cold comparing to this hell realm heat is only 1%. So hell realm has 100%. Think about that. The suffering not affected to you. And then, you know, hunger, thirsty, or whatever you have problems, comparing to these lower realm beings, your suffering is not that much comparing to them. So you cultivate that, you can release your suffering. Then, so human beings also, we have 8 billion human beings, and 8 billion something, I think, maybe I cannot say correctly, human beings. So comparing to them, we are very good state. So first, think about some country, no food enough, no drink enough, so hard and difficult, no freedoms, so many problems, violence, difficulties, so many difficulties. So unbelievably suffering. We are free from that. So think that also you recognize yourself. Sometimes our desire, because due to human beings, desire never satisfied. So due to that, it's like always upset. We, you know, bring unhappy. But you cultivate thinking about these other human beings suffering. We are really good state. I mean, not that much suffering comparing to. So that, think about that. And then also the practice of Dharma. Here is most important here talking about the Dharma. Dharma, especially 37 practice Dharma teaching, you can receive, you can cultivate, you can practice. How many human beings has this opportunity? Not many, very few. Maybe only 2-3% in the world, human being population. Okay, so we are reborn in samsara many lifetimes. All these lifetimes we're hearing this teaching? Probably not. So that's why see, our life has become useful and meaningful and great. We have this opportunity to listening this teaching, free from all these lower realms, all this contradiction we have. Dharma is there, teacher is there, you have all your own contradiction. Everything you have perfectly condition you have. That is easy to get together. Very, very hard. That's why he's talking about having gained this relationship of freedom and fortune. It's not easy. Very hard. So you have to cultivate that. You cultivate that, release your suffering. Same time, arise compassion for these lower end beings. Then you can benefit for lower end beings because you connect with them through your compassion. Without compassion, we cannot connect with lower end other beings. You cannot benefit to them. So use this method, cultivating lower end beings suffering. Then you recognize this being's suffering, arise extremely compassion in your heart. So that compassion taking liberating for us. The compassion is the essence of the Dharma. So the higher realms, animal realms, like you cultivate, you use that object, arise compassion in our mind. Arise compassion to others, also connect with others, you can benefit to others too, benefit us. So that's why, see here, think and meditate. We have to think that and meditate unvaryingly night and day. So we have to cultivate this whole precious human body we get, this whole lucky we are. This teacher said, don't forget that. Always think that. Then you always have positive feeling in your mind. Long as positive feeling mind with you, you are not suffering. So that positive feeling is called love, compassion. So positive feeling is antidote to negative feeling. Negative feeling is anxiety, fears, sad, right? Depressions, unhappy, so many different kind. So long as you want to get rid of that, not possible you want to get rid of them. You have to use this positive feeling to get rid of the negative feeling. So long as you cultivate this precious human body, arise positive feeling, arise love, compassion to all other beings. Then long as you have that mind, love, compassion, so negativity cannot affect it to you. Negative feeling is not exist in your mind. Okay, so that's why we have to do this and meditate unvaryingly night and day in order to free yourself, free ourselves and others. So free ourselves and others, which is really help us free. Love, compassion, help us free from samsara. So love, compassion is antidote to this negativity feeling, it's negative emotions and others from the ocean of cyclic existence. This is the practice of Bodhisattva. So long as you have that feeling in your mind, you are Bodhisattva. Then you are one day free from samsara. Also, we must have to have a good intentions. Good intentions. We have to free yourself and others from the ocean of cyclic existence. I want to benefit myself and benefit for others. So that kind of intention always kept in our mind. So then this is the core practice of Bodhisattvas. Always thinking about my benefit. I want free from samsara. I don't want to reborn samsara. I don't care others. So then you don't have enough love, compassion. So that means you really cannot protect yourself. Your protect yourself is love and compassion, protecting yourself. So love, compassion comes in your mind, then negativity, feeling is cannot be there. You are free, protecting from negative feeling, negative thoughts. So you don't have negative thoughts, then you are get truly protector there. That's why love, compassion is protector, and ours protector and others protector. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. Second verses is talking about impermanent meditation. Attached to your loved ones, you are straight up like water. Straight up like water. Heating your enemies, you burn like a fire. In the darkness of confusion, you forget what to adopt and discard. Give up your homeland. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. And this level section has many different kind of, levels or situations due to the individual. If you are really wanted to become practitioner, wanted to, free from this samsaric distractions, then you have to give up your home. So same is like the monks and the nuns. So Tibetan we call monk and the nun means tarpa. Tarpa means like you are no longer belong to family. No families. Tar means like separate from family. The monk meaning is a Tibetan word is a tapa. Tapa means like free from home, no homes. So that is like give up homeland means. And then if we don't, here is like, this is actually, is right now due to the culture, due to our condition is always different. In Tibet used to, families, village always together. In the village knows each other, everyone. Single person that knows everyone each other, that knows or whatever they're doing, like the job and the possessions, and then there knows families, generations. So if there's someone enemy, families, generations, enemies, they kept that strong and fighting. And loved ones kept their attached to that, see, attachment and anger. So that's why if you stay in the villages, you cannot practice the Dharma during that time, during that time, when this share the teaching during that time like that. So you really cannot practice the Dharma, you stay in the village because you already have historical enemies, historically your loved ones, attached to that. Then you have anger, hatred to enemies, attached to the loved ones. Due to that, you stuck with their, your daily or some sort of activity, you never even get time to practice the Dharma. So now here, due to the, change in the situation, traditions, cultures, centuries, and, you in the Western country, everyone is giving up their homeland, where their birthplace, no one usually they stay there. Everyone is moved to another place. They really don't know each other, neighbors, right? So then you don't need to attach hatred to them because you don't know them. And attach to anyone, your neighbors, because mostly you don't know them. So it's different situations. But main point here, see, attach to your loved ones. Very strong attachment to our loved ones. You are start up like water. So attachment is the same as water. Hitting your enemies burn like fire. Anger is the same as fire. In the darkness of confusion, then we don't know what we should do, what shouldn't do, because no wisdom, no teachings, you don't know. That's why confusion, you forget what to adopt and discard. You don't know what is you have to get rid of, what is you have to keep. So what is adopt? We have to adopt love, compassion. What do we have to discard? Anger, attachment, desire, ignorance. We have to get rid of. We have to get rid of 5 afflictive emotions. 5 afflictive emotion is ignorant. First one. Due to ignorant, attachment, then anger, then jealousy, then pride. So that's called 5 afflictive emotions. So we have to get rid of that 5 afflictive emotions. Give up your homeland. This is the practice of Bodhisattva. So give up means we have to give up our anger. We have to give up our attachment. So if we don't give up these 2, then we don't know what we do. We are stuck samsara again. And then never ever you get happiness. Because anger is the same as fire. Anger, long as anger is existing in your mind, you don't have peace. So anger is opposite or antidote to peace. Long as anger arises, you don't have peace. You don't have joy. So love arises, anger cannot be existed there. Because love, anger is contradict each other. Compassion, see, compassion. Long as you have love, then arises compassion. Then compassion, anger cannot be together. So that's why we have to give up your homeland. Means we have to really give up our anger. We have to give up our strong emotions. We have to give up our emotions. Main point. If you don't give up your homes, then that doesn't make anything change. You move, benefit. Then this Westerner, especially Americans, already liberate because they're all the time moving. They don't stay one place, right? So mostly they never stay in the where they was born. They're moving. So you give up like object, like your home, like we're talking about a house where you was born, the place. If you don't give up your attachment, anger, emotions, then no benefit. That's the reason. So this main point to give up means we have to give up our emotion from our mind. How do we give up our emotion? So we have to use this 37 practice of Bodhisattva. Long as you practice this 37 Bodhisattva, you can give up your negative homes. You can find positive home. So far we always stuck with negative home. So this is a 37 practice Bodhisattva, helping you finding positive home for us. Okay, so this practice can help us give up negativity. Give up your homeland. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. By avoiding bad objects, disturbing emotions gradually decrease. Without distraction, virtues, activities naturally increase. So, with the clarity of mind, conviction in the teachings arise. Cultivate seclusion. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. We have to give up bad, it's a homeland, it's a negative home. Also, we have to give up by avoiding bad objects. Bad object means like also negative frame. Negative frame influenced by you, your all the quality is going to decreasing. You lose your love, you lose your compassion, you lose your wisdom. So then due to that, disturbing emotion gradually decrease. So long as you give up this bad object, avoiding bad object, giving up the bad negative frame, disturbing emotions gradually decrease. Then you decrease your negativity. If you be with a negative frame, or this negativity is increasing, you avoid bad friend, then your negativity or emotions gradually decrease. Without distraction, so then you don't have much distraction. Virtues cultivate naturally increase. It's when you practice spiritual dharma, conviction is very important. Conviction. So that's the reason we need sangha. Sangha means community together, practitioners together. So support each other, helping each other. So someone love person with you, that increasing your love too, that take you to right path. And you be with them, you learn all these good qualities from them. They have become take you to good person. I mean the practitioner, like change your life. If you get negative person that take you to slowly taking to negatives, then you are stuck in the negative all the time. So your life is become all is wasting. That's the reason in this condition is very important. Condition. Condition. So we have to create our condition. We have to create our own conditions. So how do we create our conditions? So we have to create our spiritual friends, sangha. So we call sangha, practitioners together, groups, and followed by people who helping for others, benefit for others. So if you follow them, then they're influenced by these people for you. You also become, one day benefit for others. That's the reason here. Long as you avoid bad objects, disturbing emotions gradually decrease. Without distraction, virtuous activity naturally increase. With the clarity of mind, conviction in this teaching arise. So then your minds become clear and clear because you practice Dharma more. Your minds become less obstacle. Your minds more connect with the Dharma and follow spiritual and increasing your love, compassion, wisdom. Then you really recognize what you have to do, what you shouldn't do. Cultivate the seclusion. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. That's very important for beginners. This all right now sharing this part is for beginners. In this 37 practice has two different sections. One is for general teachings, general basic practitioners for sharing for basic teachings for, for the students. This teaching is all basic teaching. So for beginners, if we influenced by our negative friend, we cannot practice. We are stuck with our negative homes, we cannot practice the Dharma. So we have to find good conditions. Also, we have to think about cultivate these precious human bodies, how important, very hard to get, very easy to lose. So long as we get this human body, no wasting, use correctly for benefit ourselves, benefit for others. So that kind, cultivate for the beginning practice of Bodhisattva. Then loved ones who have a long kept company were part, were created with difficulty will be left behind. Consciousness, the guest, will leave the guest house of the body. Let go of this life. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. This section is very important. If you only read these verses again and again, really benefit you. Also, only these verses change your life too. So why we get so much suffering in samsara? Because so strong attachment, desire. And due to that, so we always create causes of suffering. So now, see, we have to cultivate this one, loved ones who have long kept company, were part. It's talking about impermanent. Impermanent meditation is antidote to our attachment. Attachment is causes of suffering. So sometimes we think we don't attach to in this samsara, then we don't have anything, joy, pleasure things. That is misunderstand. Our attachment, pleasure, samsara is causes of suffering, not causes of happiness. Bodhisattvas, use this samsara, there is causes of happiness, or this samsaric desire, everything they're taking into causes of happiness. Our samsaric beings, ordinary beings, or this samsara condition is causes of suffering. Even we think is happiness, but it's suffering, causes of suffering. So that's the reason we have to cultivate this section. Loved ones who have long kept company were part, you see. Our loved ones is not permanent, it's impermanent. So sooner or later, we're going to separate. It's no choice, because it's reality of samsara, nature of samsara, nature of reality. No one can keep your loved ones never separate. No one can keep that. No choice. So that's the reason you cultivate this again and again. One day, your loved ones separate. You're not stuck with suffering. You're not stuck with the suffering because you know it's impermanent. Then also, you know this, you can keep your loved ones good, truly love. And truly kind of like, it's good condition each other, helping each other. So right now, see, these worldly people love each other is attachment. it's contradictions. It's kind of pretending love. It's not really true love. That's why it's the causes of suffering. So practice this section. Loved ones may be become separate. You recognize that you really truly love your loved ones. You recognize, it's impermanent. We're not going to always stay together. You recognize that you really love, no strong attached to that person, each other. So no, it's a thing about husband love wife, wife love husband. It's all is a conditional love. Mostly it's conditional. Conditional means like dependent something. So that's the reason, see, so much divorce. Because it's conditions and attachment love and dependent. So not true love. If true love is come from practice of Dharma, true love is meditate impermanent. So meditate impermanent, you don't have longer attachment love. Your love is called unconditional love. Long as you have unconditional love, then you always take care of that person, each other. So then one day become separate because it's nature of phenomena. No one can keep together. That time you're not stuck with the suffering because your love is true love. So we have cultivate, here is more important is we have to cultivate impermanent. Worth created with difficulty will be left behind. So we create all the time this world. When we die, everything is left behind. Nothing is we can take with us. So you cannot take with your loved ones with you, right? You cannot take anything with you. Even your body also cannot take with you when we die. So when we was born, these bodies come together. But when we die, even body also cannot take together. Its body and mind is go separate. Body is dissolved into 5 elements. Mind is never die. So taking to another birth. World created with difficulty will be left behind. Consciousness, the guest, will leave the guest house of the body, let go of this life. This is the practice of Bodhisattvas. So this body is the same as a guest house. Consciousness, mind is guest. So guest is never permanently stay guest house, right? Otherwise, you cannot say guest house. Guest house is temporary. So sooner or later, guests have to leave guest house. So guests looking to another guest house. Like that. So we change our guest house. When we die means we change our guest house. So we're looking for new guest house. That's the reason here says don't attach too much in this life because everything is impermanent. Even you are very strongly attached to your loved ones, one day become going to be part, separate. No one can keep together. And whatever you create in this life, you walk and like whole your life. When we die, that nothing benefit for us. Everything's left behind. So then what is come with us? Actually, karma is come with us. you did good things, the result, when we die, that follow us, causes follow us, karma cause and follow us. So virtuous deeds and negative deeds follow us. Virtuous deeds is causes of happiness. No virtuous deeds causes of suffering. So during in the lifetime, if you do something good things through your body, speech, mind, that is come with us when we die. So we did something negative through our mind and the body, speech, so that is come with us. Positive virtuous deeds is accompany us for benefit us, and the negative is harm for us when we die. So that's the reason. And during the life, right now we are alive. During the life, we have to cultivate virtuous deeds, because virtuous deeds follow us. No virtuous deeds follow us. So that's talking about here. Everything is up to us, truly, because we are create our own karma. When we die, karma is follow us. So who create karma? We create our own karma. Buddha said, I cannot take you to heaven,
Era o botão.
and I
Tem um
cannot
espelhinho.
pour you into the lower hell realms. So because it's due to individual karma, what Buddha says, I can help you, is share you the teaching, show you the path. Whether liberation is up to you, means like if you follow the teaching, you have liberation. If you don't follow the teaching, then your liberation is far from you. So everything is up to us. So you go to the school, we need a teacher, we need a subject, we need students, right? So teacher use the subject teaching, sharing to who? Students. Who have to learn? Students have to learn. If students follow the teacher's advice, is do the homework correctly, everything, get good grade, right? So you get good education. If you don't follow the teacher's teaching, you don't study, you don't get good education. If you don't go to school, you don't get education. So like that, Buddha is the same as teacher. This teaching is the same as a subject, and we are same as a student. So these three is dependent to each other. Dependent, no permanent. No up to one, right? Not up to teacher. Teacher cannot transform the teacher's knowledge to transform to the students. And same like that, Buddha, he said, I cannot transform my realization to you. Yeah, he said, I can share with you, I cannot transform my realization to you. So that is logically we recognize. Teachers' knowledge cannot transform to the students. They can share us, we can learn from them. If we learn, so we can get education. What the teachers use subject. So have to follow the subject. So Buddha sharing the teaching, Dharma. So we have to learn the Dharma. And then Dharma is the same as the subject. See, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha is us. These three is dependent to each other, dependent. No independent one. It's Buddha is independent, then he can liberate everyone, not up to us. It's Dharma is independent, then no need a teacher, right? No need a Buddha. The Sangha is independent, then no need Dharma and no need Buddha, but Sangha is rely on Dharma and Buddha. So without the Sangha, then who going to learn Dharma? So Dharma means need the Sangha, because Sangha have to learn the Dharma. Then it's Dharma and the Sangha is there, but not Buddha. So who going to share us? We don't know. So that's why, see, this three is interdependent. Buddhist is everything's interdependent, not permanent. No, it's like 100% have one has a power. Otherwise, Buddha must liberate us. If he has independently power, he has a compassion, he has a wisdom, and he has a powers, why he not liberate us? That question is easily come out. So why he cannot liberate us? Because interdependent. Dependent, right? So that's why here we have to follow the teaching, have to learn. Then, you know, teaching, meditate, practice impermanent. You meditate impermanent, you are free from attachment. So no longer attached to anything. You have become kind of a detachment, right? Detachment. So then that time, everything is actually yours. Why we are so strong, you know, stuck with this object? Because our due to attachment. Why we need this object? Because due to attachment. Why we are suffering? Due to attachment. Why we losing this or this desire object? Because due to attachment. One day you get realized detachment, detach, right? I think opposite of detach, no attachment to object. Then everything is yours. Then everything is yours, everything you have, whatever you want. So it's different, you know, technique. We think it's detached, means everything is lost. But main point is everything is yours. So that time is called wish fulfilling giver, means like whatever you wish is there. That's why Buddha, you know, completing everything and own benefit and others benefit, because free from attachment. Free from attachment, everything is there. So that's the kind of part technique, you know, technique means like it's a different situation with our mentality thinking and free from attachment, then what there has is totally different. So yeah, it's we don't have that kind of experience. Different. So we need, you know, everything, single object. We attach to all this object we need because due to our attachment. And this realizes as free from attachment, there has everything. And that section is also the one of the that followed by story with you. Siddhartha, when you know Buddha's Shakyamuni, Siddhartha is at that time he not yet enlightened. So one of his friends, Siddhartha's one of his friends is called Gyalpo Zukin Himpo. It's King Zukin Himpo. The first king, Buddha's follower. He's the most powerful king during that time in India. He's followed the Buddha. He meet Siddhartha, you know, before enlightenment. He meet him, and he has a different other kings knowledge. He's seeing Siddhartha is like totally different the other kings. So he recalls Siddhartha, can I make best friend with you? So Siddhartha say yes. He take out his ring finger, very special. He has lots. That time I don't know kings or where all the rings each finger has. So he take out the one important ring, give it to Siddhartha. Please, can you keep that? And Siddhartha say yes, he kept that. And so they become best friend. During that time, nobody knows Siddhartha is going to give up home and become follow the spiritual. So after years, Siddhartha give up the kingdom and he went to become spiritual path. So Siddhartha looking different kind of teachers, and he receiving all these different traditional teachings. And so these teachers actually cannot really guide him because he is more knowledge, wisdom than these teachers. So they're beyond him. So then Siddhartha have to looking and other teachers follow like that couple years. Then one day Siddhartha, in the journey he come to his best friend kingdom area. So he get there and that king actually offering animals for the other gods. That time is that follow the different spiritual. So he asked his people to bring the 100 different kind of cows he have to offering. So they bring this 100 cows on the way. Siddhartha saw the cows and he come in front of them. He said, he no let go, die these cows. He told them stop. This, how to call the who taking the cows to the palace. That people say they're going to kill you. We're going to kill you if you don't let them take cow us to the kingdom. Siddhartha said, you kill us, okay. He said, you can kill me, you cannot kill the cows. So you can kill me, you cannot kill cows. I'm going to die represent for the cows. So they said, you are crazy. So he said, Siddhartha said, I'm not crazy. You guys crazy. Because these animals cannot talk. That's why you're using these animals to offerings. If they can talk, they can put you lawsuit. Why we torture them? Because, they're innocent. We cannot torture them. I can talk and I can, representative for them. I can die. So then these guys went to palace, told the king, and one guy is on the road. We wanted to kill him, but some reason we cannot kill him. So we come to see you, and what are we going to do? The king said, no one can stop. In this kingdom, I am the most powerful. Everyone have to listen my order. And so no one can stop. They told the king, we cannot take cows in the palace because this guy is so powerful. He stopped the road. We cannot bring the cows. So you have to go there. So king, he went to there. He don't recognize his Siddhartha. Siddhartha is meditate like other side, like facing to the cows. He come to behind. He used the knife, king, he wanted to kill the Siddhartha. And then some reasons knife is raising up in the sky and he see the Siddhartha. He say, it's you. Why you stop the cows? So then Siddhartha say, if you don't let go these cows, you kill me. I'm going to die for these cows. These cows are innocent. You cannot kill. So King says, no, we have to kill this because it's a tradition. He said that tradition is wrong. So he said, tradition is incorrect. This is not true. So you have to change. If you don't want change, you have to carry me. Then Cain say, okay, so I don't care these cows. You can go. Siddhartha said, no, you have to give up all this tradition. If you don't promise that, you have to carry me. You have to promise, you have to give up all the tradition, killing the animals. So then Cain agreed with him and he give up killing all these animals like tradition. He give up all the tradition, not going to do the next feature. And then he see the Siddhartha's power and the looking, energy is totally different than him. So he asked Siddhartha, you come to kingdom and you be in my king and you can be king in my palace. He offered his kingdom for Siddhartha. Siddhartha said, no, I don't need kingdom. So then he said, can you stay a couple of days? Siddhartha said, no, I don't have time to stay your kingdom. So then he said, I have to go. And Siddhartha left. So this king, he post station to Siddhartha. What he says, like, I try to get everything. I have power. I think I have everything. But comparing to Siddhartha, I don't have anything. He has everything. He give up everything. He has everything. I get everything, but actually I don't have anything. So that he just created like, statement, main point. So like that. And our samsaric beings, we try to get everything, but truly we don't have anything. This realizers give up everything, truly everything they has. So we think, okay, I give up this, then what going for me? So this give up has different levels. Not throw away everything, attachment. You have to give up homeland. You have to give up attachment means you don't have to throw away. Your mind, you have to practice that. You practice impermanent. So really, truly, you arise, impermanent meditation arise your mind. You have this everything, but you no longer stuck with this object. So you can use everything perfectly, causes of happiness, but you no longer causes of suffering. So that kind, like it's come from through the practice power. So due to time, so we cannot share more than that. And then we can follow the next way again. So now if you have questions, you can ask question, we can discussion. Hello.
I have a question.
Yes.
I was thinking about this, the hungry ghosts and these beings in the lower realms. They can never be free from that.
Yes, they can be free from lower realms. Yes.
So they need to die and be reborn again.
Yeah.
Or...
we always die and reborn again. Yes.
Okay, I was developing some compassion towards them.
Yeah. So only human beings has the opportunity to become Buddhahood, enlightenment. And other realms, no opportunity to become Buddha. Only human being has. Animal form body, you can reborn higher realms again, but that life directly go to Buddhahood, no, not possible. And you think about it, you cannot teach to meditation to animals, right? Can you? No, right? See, that's why you can create something good karma for the animals, karmic imprints. So you chant the mantras and give blessings and put some good environment, dharma connections to them. They're hearing that, and songs, mantras, and connect with that. So that is karmic imprint. They're reborn to higher realms. They connect with the dharma, future lives. Yes.
Thank you, Kempo. Roy.
I have a question. You were talking about the forethought meditation.
Yes.
And you said first the precious human body, impermanence, and karma, and the fourth, I didn't get it.
It's called defect of samsara.
Defect of samsara?
Yeah. So the main point we have to think this samsara is a suffering. So we don't want to reborn to even next life is a human being. We don't want to next life reborn to God realm, because even there has good happiness, but it's temporary. And we wanted to free from this state.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Anna.
Hi, Kempo.
Hi.
I was thinking about this give up, leave your homeland. This
Yes.
is the most difficult thing for me, and to leave our family and kids and sons and daughters. Wow. So difficult to think about.
Can you? Yeah.
Yes, but we take care of them. We give birth of them, our kids, since you are a mother. It's so difficult to think about this without taking care of the animals, the cats, the dogs. What is this?
Okay, so give up homeland. If example, like you give up physically, then your mind is become attached to your homes. Still, give up, right? So that means not talking about the physically give up. So you can be with your loved ones. You can be with your dogs and your cat. You have many dogs, right? Yes, you have many cats, so you can be with them. You can love for them. So, and generosity to them, and create good karma with them. So see, that is the, you give up the attachment, anger with them. You benefit for them. The main point, like we have to give up torture animals and create a suffering for animals. So create positive things for animals. That's the give up homeland means, like give up the negativity condition for them. Yeah.
Good news then.
Yes. So you can take care of your daughter, you can take care of your husband, you can take care of your home, but no anger emotionally, right? Happy and joy. Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so then no questions, yeah? Okay, so now we're going to do the dedication then. Formenda, you have a question? Maybe not, right? I see it like kind of hand moving, so I don't know. Formenda, do you have a question?
No, no question. Thank you very much, Kempo.
Okay, let's know. Then can you share that before screen show dedication? Dorjen Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Dharma Lord Gampopa, Pamotropa, and Lord Digompa. Please bestow upon us most auspicious blessing of our Kaju Lamas. By this virtue may I achieve omniscience, by defeating all enemies confusion. May all who traverse on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death, cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise. Where it is born, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have a good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activity suffer far and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri Devero realized ultimate state, and as did Samantha, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merit for all sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddhas who attained the three kayas, by the blessing of the truth of the unchanging Dharma as a such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the Mary Ashe bear fruit. By this virtue collected in the three times, by my seven all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the inner rule of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, precious enlightenment. May the teaching of great Gompa Ranashiri, who is omniscient Lord of Dharma, master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation under end of the samsara. Okay, thank you, everyone.